What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So my last 8 or 7 videos, I believe, have been not Piston related, which is a big switch up for me. I've tried to become more about the NBA, not just the Pistons, because partially the Pistons suck and not a lot of people want to hear about them. But in this video, and I believe my next video, we're going to be going right back to the Motor City and talking about some of their players and former players. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the fan favorite and the guy who really bursted onto the scene this year, Christian Wood. And before we go any further, real quick, if you like the channel, if you like the videos I've been posting, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button down below. Last time I checked, I believe around 80% of you guys that watch my videos are not subscribed. I'm trying to get this channel to 1K subscribers by the end of the year. I think that I could probably get it before the end of the year if I really grind it, and I need your guys' help for that. So once again, if you guys like the channel and the videos that I've been posting, make sure you go down and hit the subscribe button real quick before you guys continue with this video. So in this video, I'm going to be analyzing Christian Wood's play this season for the Detroit Pistons. And I know there's a lot of Pistons fans out there who think that I do not like Christian Wood, or I have some kind of bias against Christian Wood because I like Andre, and oh, since we traded Andre, I must hate Christian Wood because he's supposed to be his replacement. That's just not true at all. And I will remind you guys that before the season, during the preseason actually, I wrote this article talking about how good Christian Wood had been playing and how he deserved, obviously, the spot over Joe Johnson. And on multiple podcasts, the Hashtag Pistons podcast, the Detroit Bad Boys podcast, I mean, you guys can catch me all over saying great things about Christian Wood. I'm just honest about player evaluations. I'm not going to just avoid the negatives because a guy plays for my team, or I'm not going to be biased because of that. I'm going to talk about his positives, I'm going to talk about his negatives, which is what we're going to do in this video. We're going to talk about why the Pistons front office and why all fans have a right to be excited about Christian Wood's future, and why there is reason to be a little bit skeptical about his future as well. So on the season, Christian Wood averaged 13.1 points a game, 6.3 rebounds, 1.0 assists, 0.9 blocks, while shooting 56.7% from the field, 38.6% from deep, with a true shooting percentage of 65.9%. Yeah. I'm sure you guys don't really want to hear about his season overall. You guys want to hear more about what he did after Andre Drummond was traded, once he became a starter and played a ton of more minutes. And it's obvious that you guys would feel that way because once Andre Drummond was traded, man, my dude started balling. In the 13 games after Andre Drummond was traded, Christian Wood put up 22.8 points a game, 9.9 rebounds a game, 2.0 assists a game, 1.0 blocks a game, while shooting 56.2% from the field, 40% from deep, with a true shooting percentage of 65.3%. So Christian Wood obviously was balling after Andre left, and quite honestly, he was balling throughout the entire season. And some of the things that he really excels at is finishing over defenders at the rim and putting on those big posters that everybody loves and is on SportsCenter every night. But he's far from just a dunker on offense. He honestly played like a great offensive player in those final 13 games and honestly flashed it throughout the entire season, especially with the added 3-ball to his game. To really keep it a $150 with all of you guys, Christian Wood showed that he can score literally in just about every way possible on the offensive end. Whether it was going one-on-one and taking you to the basket and finishing over you or through you, pick and popping and hitting a 3 when the defender decides to sag off, rolling to the rim and using his length and athleticism to either once again finish over or through you, or my favorite, his ability to attack closeouts and get all the way to the rim when defenders bite on his pump fake. I am not joking when I say he literally found every way possible to score for the Pistons this year. And despite the Pistons being such a bad team this year, Christian Wood had a heavy impact on the game when he was on the court. According to PIPM, which is player impact plus minus, which weighs the impact of a player on the court obviously, he ranked 24th in the entire NBA. Another stat that shows Christian Wood's impact on the floor, he had the highest net differential of any Piston that played 1,000 minutes this year. So yeah, Christian Wood balled out this year. And I can see why Pistons fans think, and rightfully so, that Christian Wood could become one of the most versatile offensive players in the league someday. But there are a few question marks that need to be raised about Christian Wood, and I'm going to bring them up right here. So one of the question marks is, will he be able to be a #1 on an offense? Some of the things you need to be able to do if you want to be the #1 option on your offense. 1, obviously, you need to be able to score the ball. Check mark, he can do that. 2, we would really like it if you could get to the free throw line. This, he also can do really well, as he has a free throw rate of 47.6. But it's not only about how you can score in different ways, you also have to play make and help your teammates get better on the offensive end. And this is an area he has to improve on. And people don't understand when someone says this, it's not just about assists per game, even though he's averaging more turnovers than assists, which is awful. It's not just about that, it's about being able to make the right read when you draw the defense to you in the various ways you try to score. For example, let's use this clip. Christian Wood does a great job at attacking closeout, getting to the rim, and sucking in the defense like you want him to. but he has Tony Snell wide open in the corner. He doesn't pass it to him and instead chucks up this shot. Or this clip, which obviously isn't as bad as the first one, but you'd rather him make this dump off the thigh maker right here, or just wait just a second and make the kick to the corner once the defender sucks down. Obviously, that's Bruce Brown, but still the same. Now, obviously, no one's asking him to be Nikola Jokic, but this is what makes great offensive players separate from just really good offensive players. Yeah, if you can score for yourself and get to your spot, that's great. But the players that take the next level are the ones who are able to weigh their gravity on offense to make their teammates better. And that's something Christian Wood has to do because he's capable of doing it. He grabs a ton of gravity on the offense when he goes to the rim or even just has the ball in his hands. So yeah, that's the one area on offense that if Christian Wood improves, he could really become a great offensive player if everything else stays the same. Another concern that the Pistons must take into account when they're deciding how much they want to pay him this offseason is whether they believe this is just a one-hit wonder this season with his shooting. He's never been a great shooter before this season. In the 4 years he played in the G League, he was a 28% three-point shooter. Before this season in the NBA, he was a 31% three-point shooter. That is by far my biggest fear with Christian Wood. I'm worried that the Pistons may pay Christian Wood a lot of money, which he deserved off his play this season, but then he may come back next year and moving forward and just not be that type of shooter again, and that will change completely how he's played on offense and how well he's going to play on offense. Now, that's my biggest concern. Now, Dwayne Casey's biggest concern is not going to be on offense, and it's easily going to be his defensive play. As I've told you guys before, and as you should know if you follow any of my social accounts, I am a credentialed media member, which means I'm in the media room after asking questions to Dwayne Casey. And after one of the games during Christian Wood's crazy stretch after Andre, one of the reporters asked him, hey, do you think Christian Wood's has gotten better on both sides of the ball? Dwayne Casey pretty much responded to him with, no, he's still making the same mistakes defensively. He's just doing so well on offense, you don't really worry about what's going on in defense right now. And that is a very legitimate concern, and it's such a legitimate concern that I've decided from here on out, I'm just going to talk over a bunch of clips that I grabbed just from the last few games of the season in which you see Christian Wood either saying, my bad, or he's pointing this way at somebody else, or he's pointing this way at somebody else, or he's going, what happened, or he just seems to be out of place or not playing very good defense. Now, he did get a little better as the season progressed, but he usually either found himself getting overpowered on the way to the rim or just not paying attention to detail about who he's guarding and giving up an open three. If it wasn't this, he'd get caught ball watching and also give up an open three. He wouldn't pay attention on switches. Sometimes he'd be confused about when they went into zone defenses about where he would be playing. And because of his ball watching, he'd often find himself out of position for a defensive rebound and letting up a putback dunk or layup. He's capable of making the occasional highlight block that gets on SportsCenter, but outside of that, he's not a very good rim protector at all. And like I said earlier, he just seems to lose focus sometimes and lack of detail to the fact that he's just guarding a shooter. I mean, all of this combines to just lack of focus and not very good defensive play. He just ball watches a lot, and like I said, it's really just lack of attention to detail, and it gives up a lot of easy buckets for the opposing team, and it literally drives Dwayne Casey crazy. So in all, Christian Wood's a really good offensive player who can become a better offensive player, a great offensive player if he improves his playmaking. His play this season earned himself a payday by anybody who decides to pay him. I'm not questioning that. He has potential offensively, but he has some concerns about his defense, which, like I showed in these clips, is quite obvious, and a little bit of concern about whether this shooting is going to continue throughout his career. But the Pistons should absolutely pay him unless it gets like crazy amounts like $15 million, $14 million, around there. I don't know if I want to pay him that much, but if they come to it and they have to pay him that much, then I understand why they do it. That's all I've got for you guys today. It was a longer video, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. In the comment section down below, let me know what you guys think about Christian Wood. If you guys think the Pistons should pay him, how much you would pay him at most, and also just what you guys thought about the video. If you guys liked it, make sure you guys give me that thumbs up down below. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Like I told you guys in the beginning of the video, I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I think I can get there before the end of the year, but it's not going to happen if you guys don't hit the subscribe button. So make sure you guys do that for me. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace out, everybody, and stay safe.